Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ravi. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sir, what happened? Your face
There was
is
homework.
down.
Come again, Ravi.
Something happened with you today. Your face
With
is
me?
looking some down. Yeah, your face is not glowing. Yesterday, your face is glowing.
I'm feeling a little bad.
Good evening, sir.
Are you just wake up?
Actually,
Good evening, sir.
hey, Apurva. I just called my wife half an hour ago, and she told me that, her exam wasn't very good, and she left 25 questions because she didn't have much time. And there is no
UGC
negative
net, sir.
markings.
The examination
Come
of
again.
UG CSI net.
No, she has exams for PGT, something like, postgraduate teachers. I think for 11, 12.
BPSC PGT teacher.
Huh?
BPSC PGT teacher.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So, see, I'm talking about my wife, of course. So she left 25 questions, and she was, of course, annoyed. And I didn't help her. I said a few not so nice things to her, and then I'm feeling guilty that I should have, kind of messaged her. Psychology. Would he be? Why would he be good?
That's why
Yeah. Today it was her exam. So
She cleared the first phase. After that, she
because she left 25 questions. That matters.
yeah.
Out of those 25, she was sure about 7 of them, and she couldn't color because she didn't have time. I said, how could you not color? How did you not know what you didn't have time? Didn't they ring the bell? I was so lost. She said, I couldn't hear anything. So it doesn't matter. Come on. She will have another exam next time. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sir. It's the best time to next.
Next
She's
PGT
been
teacher
doing all these
vacancy.
things in last 4 years only. Yes, Apurva?
Next PGT teacher vacancy will be came out, sir.
Well, will be in August, she said, yes.
No, sir. That form will be started next Thursday, and the last date for apply is 2nd of January.
Okay, I don't know. I'll talk to her about it. I'll let her know.
Yes,
She
sir.
knows all
Yes,
these
sir.
things better than I do.
Yes, sir.
Three different places. You come here. Yeah. Yep. Fine. No, here. Okay, you go there. Yep, fine. You guys start running your own class. No, they won't see you, don't worry. Even if you had sat here, they would see me. Hey, good evening. Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Arvind, yeah, I was nice color. Shirt?
No, sir.
Oh, coat. Yep, absolutely. Beautiful. How much is it?
What is it, sir?
800 rupees per meter. 800 rupees per meter. It is fabric for, you know, suit. Which brand? Okay. And how much is the tailoring cost?
I know one tailor. He charged me very good, but normally 3,000.
Now connect to the desktop profile.
And you will pay?
See.
1,000, 2,000,
Yeah.
1,500.
2,700.
So that's not very less, sir.
It's only for me.
2,700 is not very less. It's
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of money.
No,
Normally, how much is it?
5,000, 4,000, it's minimum
Really?
start for 3 piece.
Really?
Yes.
And how much is the price for this? 2,400, 800 rupees per meter. You needed 3 meters, I think, right?
Maybe 3,000, around 3,000.
3,000 for this and 2,700 rupees for the tailoring cost. So nearly 6,000 rupees for the suit, right? I think it's great because when you go, to buy ready-made suit, you get very cheap quality ones for 5,000, 6,000. Yeah. So this will at least look good on you because it will be fitting, tailor-made is always better fitting. Yeah. Great. I like the color. And what is this for?
It is
Now
For
connect
your,
to the desktop
got it.
profile image.
What do we call it?
washcloth.
Waistcoat. Waistcoat. Nice.
Fresh code.
It looks like a
Three-piece.
It is shirt.
Let's see. Homework was both in the main book or in the practice book?
It was named, sir.
Both are in a man book.
Okay. There was one page number 156. Let's check that first.
150
Now connect
sheets.
to the desktop profile image.
Sir, can you speak loud? I cannot hear you very well.
How about the rest of you guys? How do you hear me?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
I am hearing
Very good.
clearly.
I think, sir, can you
Okay.
fix your mic?
Yeah.
My mic is pretty good. I think it's okay, Ravi. Can you turn up your speaker maybe?
So close little bit to the mouth.
Okay. Maybe because I'm feeling a little
Yeah,
low.
now it's better, sir. Now it's better. I can hear you very well.
Okay.
And your voice look like a koel.
Sounds like.
Not sounds like Kakku, not Koyal.
Okay.
Now
It's
connect to the desktop profile image.
Alexa, disconnect. Number one.
Now disconnected from desktop profile image.
Good. Number one. It's a horrible day, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Awful. All this rain makes you feel miserable,
Yes,
doesn't
it
it?
is. Doesn't it? Yes, it is.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
All this rain, singular. All this rain makes you feel miserable. Miserable means unhappy. Miserable means unhappy one, and miserable means something that you can feel pity on. For example, you can say the electricity condition is miserable. It means it is very bad. All right. So people are miserable, they are unhappy. And if a situation is miserable, then the situation is very bad. The miserable condition of electricity or the Indian roads like this, okay? Miserable. My English is miserable. My English is miserable. It is
Miserable.
very bad. If a person says this sentence, then it's a joke, right? Because he's using a nice word to describe that his English is bad. My English is miserable. We don't pronounce miserable, okay? It is miserable. Okay.
Sir, if I want to replace the miserable, which word I use? I will use
Where?
How
For what?
miserable.
makes it feels
All
First
these
of all, it is
names
not miserable. Sabaji, it's not miserable. It's miserable.
miserable.
Okay, you have to learn the right word, the right pronunciation. I know you are maybe used to saying miserable because it is written that way, but it is miserable.
Miserable.
Okay. Okay. So yes, and one synonym is unhappy, and another synonym is very bad, right? And now there are so many
Yes,
other
sir.
synonyms that you can use from your imagination. I don't memorize them, so I cannot list them all. Deplorable, miserable, deplorable are synonyms too. Perhaps you do not know the word deplorable, okay? Which is also very bad. Deplorable condition of electricity means miserable condition of electricity, means very bad condition of electricity, terrible condition of electricity. Yes, the roads are miserable, okay, means very bad, not very unhappy. Roads are not unhappy, okay?
very bad.
People are miserable, they are unhappy, okay? Ever since his wife left him, he's been miserable. Ever since his wife left him, he's been
Has
miserable.
been miserable.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You sound miserable. What's wrong?
It seems miserable.
Oh, please close that window, those two. That's why I say that some people are smart. They are just smart, okay? Yeah, there simultaneously two things happen. A noise started coming to the room and I started looking at the window. So you connected both the dots and I said, sir, that window, sir. Right? Yeah. Okay, Neha. Neha is not able to join because she's traveling. Can I ask you guys a IQ question, guys? I'm gonna ask you an IQ question, okay? Let's see.
Yeah.
Everybody get ready.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It was not. I just want to see how you guys handle this. I know you're all intelligent people, but still. Picture, I will write 3 pictures. You have to predict the 4th. Okay? Picture number 1. Picture number 1 is, okay, wait. Sorry, guys. Picture number 1 is this. Picture number 2 is this. Picture number 3 is this. What would be picture number 4? Predict it. Come on, everybody. Just very easy, I know. Please do it, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Draw it.
So just reverse the number 2.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Reverse the number 2.
So I'm gonna do, you want me to draw a line like this first, a horizontal line, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes, sir.
then what do you want me to do? You want me to draw a line here at this end, left end or right, left end or right end? Where?
Right hand, sir.
Left. Right here, right?
No, no,
Yes,
no,
sir.
sir. No.
Okay. So okay, fine, everybody. Apurva, you want me to draw a line here like this, or you want me to draw a line
No,
like
sir.
this
Down.
here?
Not
Down,
here,
sir.
The
sir.
Down,
first
Just
sir.
second.
sir,
Okay,
you're
here.
right. Sir, you're right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, and you want me to go, okay,
You left it.
left and below, okay, like this. Okay. Other people?
Sir, just turn eyes left, but not below. Upside.
Turn left,
Yeah.
but it should be like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So option A, option B, option C. We got three options. Anybody else has any other ideas? Or you're gonna choose one from these three? Okay, go ahead. Sahil, which one do you think? A, B, or C? Or do you have another idea? You can give me a suggestion. I can draw D as well for you. Ravi, Mukarram, all of you. Sabah, tell me. Rukaiya is not here today?
I am here, sir.
Okay. Yeah, yes, Rukaiya, tell me, beta, which is your answer? A, B, or C, or you want me to draw D, a different one? Are you feeling confused, Rukaiya?
No, sir.
Which is your answer?
I need time.
You need time, then you are confused. Sabah, what do you think?
Sir, I think B is
Sabah,
correct, sir.
we will go with B.
Sir, I think C.
You will go with C. Mukarram, which one do you think?
C, sir, C.
Okay, everybody, take a look. You can
Sir,
clearly see
B.
that the
Where
okay.
is D?
B,
you
B,
can
B.
B for Bombay. You can see that the lines are moving at 90 degree. So clearly we will have a horizontal line, no doubt about it. Okay,
Yeah.
there will be a horizontal line. Now, where will we have this small line arrow, half the arrow, on the left end or the right end? We can clearly see it is moving this way in the clockwise. So it will end up on the left, not on the right. So A is out of the equation, right? Now, can we see that when we turn the line 90 degrees, the arrow changes the side. It is on the right, it goes on the left,
Yeah.
right? And then when it comes down, it should be on this, but it comes here. So when we draw this line, it will not be here, it will be here. So B is the right option. So it's about handling information without knowing anything, right? It's just handling what you see, what information you are being given. I enjoy doing nonverbal reasoning because nonverbal reasoning does not require any education on your part. It's just how do you handle the information you have been presented? How do you process the information? So here we have information. We had to process this information. Option B was the right answer. Yes, please. Sanjeev, you did not handle the information correctly, Sanjeev. You did not process the information correctly. Yes, I know. I'm sorry because Sanjeev said option A. When you were in. Yep. You had to do all these things there, right? I was good at all these things. There were 12 students in my class. I was the best at training. But when it comes to mathematics, Hmm. Concept, not concept. Hmm. Hmm. If you were good at reasoning, you have to be good at maths as well, because maths is reasoning. But if somebody is not teaching you well, of course, you won't know the ideas, right? Concept needs to be explained properly. Can you please do number 4? What should be the um, image in number 4, everybody?
Square.
Let me give you options, okay? Let me give you options, guys. Option A. Option B. Option C. Option D. Which one will you go with? Hello? Which one will you go with? In this situation, I think it's sensible to go with B,
B, sir.
because this is a closed structure. So we will go with the closed structure. Okay, I can change this. If I remove B from here, I can give you another option which will confuse you even further. What do you guys think? If I give you this option as well, then you will be more confused now. Yes or no?
No, sir. I go with B. B option. Because I
You
think
will go
the
with
pattern, yes, sir. Because I think the pattern was first one pipeline, second one two parallel line,
Mm,
and third one the
mm,
triangle. Then
mm.
I think that the fourth one is a square.
Right. Good. So, dear students, whatever things people teach you, whether they teach you maths, biology, computer science, English, or whatever, they teach your brain, right? And your brain has the capacity to process information. Your brain has different capacity to process information. Everybody doesn't have the same capacity. And that's why some people process information faster and do better. I think whether you're a musician, or you are a batsman, or you are a bowler, or you are a scientist, if you guys are good at what you do, you have to have good IQ somehow. This is my personal opinion. That even if you are a good singer, you have to have a good IQ as well. Because when you're singing well, somehow you have to observe some things, and that I think comes from our ability, mental ability. So people with good IQ, okay, I think whatever they do it well. However, there are statements like good IQ does not matter at all. Okay, I don't know. Personally, I think good IQ matters in my opinion. Yes, it doesn't matter when it comes to earning money. You can be lucky and earn a lot of money with a very, very low IQ as well. Okay, but in everything else you're trying to learn, anything mental you're doing, okay, anything where you need to use your brain, your good IQ helps you. And this is IQ, intelligent quotient. When you do not need to, for example, when we are solving these questions, do we need to study physics, chemistry, maths, anything? It's just information here, and we are processing this information, right? Now, here also we have information. Okay, when we are doing these things, we have information. Some students figure out that, quickly than others, more quickly than others. Let's do number 2. Oh, number 1. Still, I suppose we need the rain, don't we? Still, rain makes us feel miserable. Yes, still, I suppose we need the rain. We need the rain, don't we? Don't we? Comma? Don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. And here, yes, it does. This is what you have done? Okay, let's go to number 2. Guys, I would expect you to respond. It's so lovely here, comma,
Yes.
Isn't it?
isn't it? It's
Isn't
so
it?
lovely here, isn't it? Answer.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes, look
is.
at the
Yes, it
mountain.
is.
A says, we are lucky to have the sea so close to the hotel.
Don't.
Are not we?
Aren't we?
Aren't we?
Aren't we?
Aren't
Aren't
we? Okay.
Aren't we?
Yes,
In
we
question
are.
tags, we go with the contracted form, okay?
Okay,
Aren't
okay, sir.
we? We are lucky to have the sea so close to the hotel, aren't we? Yes, we are.
We
Very
are.
good. Yes, we are. I think I'll go for a swim before breakfast. I'll have time,
Aren't I?
won't I?
Want I? Want I?
Won't I? Won't I? I'll
Yes,
have
sir.
time, won't I? Of
Won't
course
Yes.
you will. Of course you will have
Of course
time.
you
Okay. Number 3. You don't like Anne, comma.
Don't you?
Do you?
Don't
Do
you?
you?
Do you?
Do you?
Do you?
Do you?
Do
You
you?
don't like Anne, do you? Right? You don't like Anne, do you? Anne तुम्हें अच्छी नहीं लगती है ना? तुम Anne को पसंद नहीं करते हो ना? You don't like Anne, do you? She's all right. She's all right. Well,
You didn't speak.
यहाँ भी लगा दोगे क्या question tag? नहीं ना? Okay.
No, sir.
No.
A. Well, you didn't speak to her once all night,
Did you?
Did you?
Do you?
Well, you didn't speak to her once all night, did you? एक बार तुम उससे बात नहीं किया पूरा रात. You didn't speak to her once all night. All right. फिर देखो उसका स्माइल उतरवा के देखना. वेट, मुझे अच्छे से पता है. पवन स्माइल किया तो तुम स्माइल कर दिया. अरे गजब, तेरा दिल पवन के लिए धड़कता है ना. गाना गाओ. Your heart beats for Pavan. He shared a story with you. Okay, guys, stop sharing stories with each other. Okay. अच्छा, मान लो एक क्लास में यहाँ पे एक लड़की होती, ओके, और उसने कहानी शुरू शेयर किया होता उस लड़की के बारे में, और फिर तुमको याद आता है, फिर तुम हंसते. I'm telling you how people get distracted from learning and how they get focused on something else, It happens all the time, especially with young people like, Aman and Pavan. Then why did you share the story with them? Well, you didn't speak to her once all night, did you? B says, but she was talking to Jim all the time. Would you put a question tag here?
No, sir.
Of course, yes. Why not? Because you want
Oh,
the other
yeah.
person to agree with you. But she was talking to Jim all the time, wasn't she?
Won't say.
All right. But she was talking to Jim all the time, wasn't she? Why didn't you feel the need for a question tag here? Think about it. You don't like Anne, do you? She's all right. But, well, you didn't speak to her once all night, did you? Well, she was talking to Jim all the time, wasn't she? No, she wasn't. बच के जा रहा, देख रहे ना? Vahana, she was talking to Jim all the time. Huh? Then she says, no, she wasn't. You never even tried to talk to her. Well, okay. No, I'm not keen on her. I'm not keen on her. Means I not keen on her means not interested in her, don't like her very much, right? I'm not very keen on English. I don't want to join the class. All right, I'm not very keen on speaking English. I'm fine in my grammar class. All right, like that. Yeah. Now you are troubling him. Yes, you are. Okay. Number 3 is clear, guys. Very interesting conversation it is. You understand the picture here? Heartbroken? Okay. Looks like Anne has done something to B. Anne has said something to B, maybe. And he's not going to accept it here with A. The story, there is something fishy here. Okay. Number 4. Yeah, number 4. We've got a meeting at 2.
Isn't it?
Are you going to put a question tag here?
Yeah,
Haven't we?
Haven't
We've
we?
got a meeting at 2, haven't we? Yes, we have. But no
Yes,
one
we have.
sent an agenda around. Would you put a question tag here?
Yes, sir.
No one said the agenda.
Very common. Tags are very common. Yesterday, I used a lot of tags in the conversation towards the end of the class, okay? But
Do
no one
they?
sent an agenda around, have they? What will be the tag?
Has
Aren't they?
anybody?
No,
Has
no.
it?
Have they? Have they is the tag here, guys. The tag should be.
Have
No
they?
one has sent an agenda around, have they? Understand? What will be the tag? Have
Have
they?
they?
No, they haven't.
They haven't.
Please understand, okay? And if you don't, ask me questions. Don't go from here with doubts in your mind. Well, I suppose we'll manage without one. Won't we? Definitely, we will. Okay, like that. Number 5. Matt Damon's a fantastic actor,
Doesn't he?
isn't he? Oh, yes, he is. He played the astronaut in The Martian,
Didn't he?
He didn't
didn't
he?
he? You need the tag. Acha, I don't know if you guys have done your homework. I said this as your homework. I assigned this thing as your homework. I wanted you to decide by yourself whether you need a
Yes,
tag or
I
not,
have
okay?
done.
Because it's an important decision whether you need a tag, okay? But once you start to appreciate the need for a tag, you start using them in your conversation, don't you? Okay, like this, okay? Okay, and I'll definitely use question tags more often now from now on, okay? Because you have studied and it will help you. He wasn't great. Yes, he was. Yes, he did. He played the astronaut in The Martian. Yes, he did. You put the tag, didn't he? Yes, he did. He wasn't great in Stellar, though, was he?
Was he? Was he?
Was he?
He wasn't great
Oh,
in
I don't
Interstellar, though, was he? Oh, I don't agree. Oh, yes, he was. Yeah, he was great in Interstellar as well. In Inception, Interstellar, and The Martian, and these are some lovely sci-fi movies that
Sci-fi
I
movie.
think, yeah.
Oppenheimer. There is another
Oppenheimer
film,
is about a real story,
real
you know.
story. And it was produced by Matt Damon, I think.
Imagine if America had not done that experiment. If Oppenheimer, it was the name of the scientist, right? If he
Yeah,
had
it
not been
was.
able to, if he had not been successful in creating that atom bomb, what would have happened, guys? No. Think about the face of the world would have been totally different because Japan would not have stopped, right? Azad Hind Fauj would have been the leader of the country, India. England and America would have been defeated in the Second World War. 2 mistakes, if Hitler had not attacked Russia and if America had not used the atom bomb. If these 2 things had not happened, in the past, the world would be a totally different place today because the result would be different. Hitler made a mistake by attacking Russia and America had the atom bomb. We would be living in a different world today. Now, number 6, that was a terrible match.
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Absolutely. It was a total bore. Our defense were terrible. Their defense were terrible means the people who were playing as defenders, okay? Our defense were terrible.
Right.
One day,
Didn't they?
Here they call the people who are playing in football. In football, there are some defenders, there are some, forward and all. Okay. So absolutely, our defense were terrible, weren't they? Shocking. They were shocking. And we won't win anything with that goalkeeper, will we? No, we won't. We need to change that goalkeeper. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys time to practice all the 6 conversations with a partner. And if you feel confused with each other, and if you're not able to help each other, call me for help. You could text me as well, but do not leave your room, okay? Unless you finish your practice. Let's see. Shahid Afridi, I am putting you with Sabaji. Okay? Do your best. And anybody needs help, feel free to message me or call me for help. Go ahead, join the breakout rooms. You practice with him. You two there, you two there. Or maybe, okay, fine. You guys are cool then. Question tag depends on the tense of the sentence and the subject of the sentence. Can you see? Mukarram, are you all right? Are you going to practice, Mukarram? Should I put you in the room? Yeah, just helping you. Give me a second. So I'm going to put you there with Shahid Afridi.
Yes.
What was your question, Pavan?
Yeah, sir, but I was will manage without one. So this without it's a negative sense.
What is the verb? We will manage. Without has nothing to do with the tag. The tag depends on the tense of the sentence and the subject. GR? Grain. Yes. Grains, grains, grains. Gain is another verb, G-A-I-N. To gain, yes, to observe something, to get something, gain. What will you gain by killing him? What will you gain by insulting him? Nothing. Now, the second thing is arrangement of the paragraphs. I hope everybody had enough time to practice, except Mukarram, I think. Mukarram, did you get enough time to practice?
Yes, I've got some problem, internet problem. I got disconnected in the middle.
Right.
I don't know what happened.
Any questions, any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah, the last one, sir. The last
No,
one. So,
sir.
yeah, I ask you to
Okay.
help.
Yes, yes, go ahead. The last one.
Our defense were terrible.
Okay, our defense were
Ter-
terrible.
Didn't they?
So here, if you look at this sentence, and if I assure you that the sentence is correct, if I assure you that the sentence is correct, then what number do you think defense is, singular or plural? Because the verb is were. Our defense were terrible.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
here defense means the players who were playing
Yeah.
in defense. Our
Yeah.
defense were terrible means the players who were playing in defense. Okay.
Yes.
And that's why, as you all have understood, the tag is about the tense of the sentence. You have to observe whether it is the present simple, the past simple, or the present perfect, or the continuous be verb. You have to notice all these things, right? Because
Yes, sir.
tag depends on it. If it is a present simple sentence, then you will use the tag either don't or doesn't. And you also observe the subject, what the subject is. Okay. If the subject is singular, you will say doesn't it, doesn't he, doesn't she. If the subject is plural, you will say don't they, don't we, right? Don't you. So here our defense were terrible. So we will use weren't first of all. Verb will
Want
change
they?
into want,
Want they?
and then defense they, third person plural, not we, not you, weren't they.
Won't they?
One day, no?
So
Yeah.
you understand tags very well, don't you? Right? Fine. And we will try and use them now in our
Yes,
conversations.
sir, I have one, sir.
Yes, Pukaram.
But yeah, number 4. But no one sent an agenda on, haven't they? Have they? What is
Have they? No one has
Hmm.
sent the agenda, have they? Okay. No one can program a computer here, can we? Look, I changed into we because practically I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
No one can program a computer here, can we? All right. And I'm also including myself in this group. Otherwise, I have another option practically. If I'm talking about you, I can say nobody of you can program a computer, can you? Nobody. If I mean to say you guys, okay? Nobody here can program a computer, can you? Like this.
Yes, yes, I am.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can, Apurva.
Yes, I can.
Yes. So there is one tag that I want to teach you. Let's go to the next exercise, shall we? Did you see what I said?
Shall we?
Shall
Let's
we?
go to the next exercise, shall we? Okay. Very common. Very common.
Let's go, sir. Let's go.
Yes, we sir.
Then we'll start. Yeah.
You said something, Sanjeev?
Yes, we shall, sir.
Yes.
We shall.
He responded, sir. Responded you.
Yeah, we are very much ready. Yeah.
Sir,
Try and
I
be
just
more
wanna,
confident, then you will be more clear as well. Okay. When you
I just
speak
want, I
confidently,
have a
you're more
question,
clear
sir.
as well.
I have a
Yes,
question.
Okay,
Shahid,
sir.
what's your question?
Question is, I texted someone, call me once they got there. Or text me once they got there or get there.
Once they get there.
Once they get there. Thank you, sir.
Hmm. Okay. So you guys have ordered these paragraphs. Paragraph number 1 is when Diana Spencer married Prince Charles and became Princess Diana, she also became one of the biggest celebrities of the 80s and 90s. She wasn't a typical British royal, however. She had an informal style and a special ability to connect with ordinary people. So, which is the second paragraph, guys?
In the 1980s,
In the 1918.
What helped you decide that it is the second paragraph?
because
Because,
there
sir,
is 80s and 90s, sir, mentions she was typical British royal.
Okay. Because you connected that 80s and 90s and in the 1980s. Okay. All right. Anybody else has any different answer? How did you come to this conclusion that it should be the second paragraph? You said to connect with the ordinary people. Okay. So how did it help you?
Because in that paragraph discuss about the virus like AIDS and uh, AIDS virus and how she help them.
Okay. Oh, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Well done. Thank you. If anybody has something more to say, something else to say, they're welcome too. I told you, more than the sequence, I know you guys will get the sequence right, but I'm more interested in why did you get there? How did you get there? Okay, that it should be number 2. This paragraph should be number 2. Number 3. Paragraph number 3, guys.
Diana did the same
In
for
the
the
same
question.
year as her death.
Okay, we are getting a little bit divided here. One person said in the same year as her death, and I heard several people saying Dinah did the same for leprosy. Okay. Other people, don't be scared, don't be shy. Whatever your answer, feel free. Even if your answer is wrong, it's all right. Because this is not our last test of our life, okay? We are learning English here. I'm trying to prove a very important point. So please communicate with me and help me, okay? So all of you, talk to me and tell me which paragraph do you think will go as number 3? Which is number 3 in your opinion? And one more thing, I keep saying, send your homework in the group before you come to the class. Send your homework in the group before you come to the class so that I can go there and check out what you guys have written. Okay. How do you take this, that some people keep quiet, they don't answer? Why? What do you think about it?
They haven't done
Either
their
they haven't done their homework, or
Yeah.
sometimes they have done their homework and still keep quiet.
And they're a little scared to get
They're
wrong.
not very confident of their answer.
Yeah.
Why are they not confident?
Lack of practice.
Okay. Okay, so if they're not confident, they don't share. Why? What do they worry? What's their fear? What is the fear? Giving the wrong answer. So what will happen if they give the wrong answer? Do I punish?
No.
Then no, here. We're talking about here in this class. Okay, let's talk about this class. And you notice that how many times I've insisted that everybody has to answer, and I'm very interested in how you found the answer, that it should be number 2, number 3. You know why I'm doing it? Because people are going crazy trying to read rules, to do this exercise. Didn't you realize there was no rule that helped you?
No.
Did any rule help you?
No.
Did you have a rule to follow? And they are sitting there studying how to order paragraphs. They are sitting there in classes to learn how to order paragraphs. Guys, it's a test of your understanding of English, yes or no? If you choose the wrong answer, it's because you could not understand the matter, the theme, where it should go, lead, how it should move forward. That's all. There are no rules that will help you. It's all your understanding. If you understand what you have read, what should follow? You scan through the next other paragraphs and your mind says, this should be the next paragraph. That's it. This is exactly what has happened with you, most of you. You are giving me this answer, that answer, but basically it all boils down to one thing. You read and your mind says, this should be the next paragraph. So it's happening right now with this level of English, okay? It will be very easy for you to arrange paragraphs which are at the elementary level, where the language is of the elementary level. But if I give you paragraphs with advanced level of English written there, then you guys are going to struggle more because your English has not reached that level yet. There are students who are below your level, okay, in terms of understanding of English, and they're trying to solve the exercises with advanced level English language, in those, texts, and they're trying to arrange those paragraphs, and teachers are giving them tricks.
Tricks, yeah, tips and tricks, not only tricks, sir.
What can you do? What can you say about it? Ale, Anshu, what are you doing here? Students are happy learning tricks because they don't want to learn English thoroughly for 2-3 years in order to, have the ability to decide. And I'm pretty sure if you study English for 2-3 years properly, then you'll be able to do this with newspaper, paragraphs too. There are articles with multiple paragraphs. You'll be able to arrange them as well if somebody mixes them. Anshu, what are you doing here, Anshu? Anshu hasn't connected to the audio yet. Okay. So number 3, most probably the way I see it should be Dinah did the same for leprosy. How many people think this should be number 3?
Yes,
1,
sir.
2,
Dinah
3.
did the same of leprosy is
Yeah.
number
Now I
3.
will go with
What should be number 4 then?
2 other hospitals
2
that
other
Dinah
hospitals that
Hospitals,
Dinah.
visited with the great
Two
government.
other hospitals
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
that Dinah often visited were, okay. So there is unanimity here. Unanimity. Everybody saying the same thing. Unanimity. Students are unanimous that this should be number 4. Okay.
Yes.
You guys are unanimous that this should be number 4. When I use one new word in a sentence, okay, and the rest of the words are known to you, most probably you will learn that word without my help. Most probably, not always. Okay. Like I said, you're all unanimous. You all agree that this should be the paragraph number 4. It means unanimous means having the same opinion.
opinion.
You are unanimous. Unanimous is an adjective. You have unanimity. You have unanimity.
Unanimity.
You are unanimous. Okay. And there is a similar sounding word. Anonymity, not unanimity.
Anonymous.
Okay. Instead of you, it starts with A. And those words are, of course, tricky because your English is not your first language. You're learning unanimity, and suddenly you see the word with A. What's that? That's the state of not being known. Like, I am an anonymous teacher. Not many people know my name outside this small town. Very few people, right?
Yeah,
See, anonymity. Okay. Subjected to anonymity because of, I don't know what. Okay. There are teachers, on YouTube, they have millions of
like
views
Khan
on their
sir.
videos. And what do they teach? No, Khan sir is a good teacher, fine. But there are a lot of teachers who can't compare with me, all right? And they have millions of views on their videos as well. Huh?
It
I
doesn't
don't
matter,
want
sir.
to talk about those who are good. I'm talking about a lot of teachers who are not very good. I can clearly see they don't have the ability, and still they have millions of views on their videos. I think they are not teachers, they are entertainers. And I'm not
Because
one.
they know how to speak, sir, how to get attract.
No, sir, it doesn't matter. Even you have a 1 million and or not.
You
Look,
What doesn't
we
matter?
have
there is
two
no
kinds of
perfect
influencers,
influencer,
sir,
you
on
know.
social media. One is like a superstar, Puneet superstar, and the other hand, we have some
But the
very
problem is I'm struggling to get there, I'm very close to getting to
Yes,
500
sir.
now.
You didn't teach
You
like
will,
that,
sir.
sir.
You will. That's
You have to crack lots of joke and saying blah blah things about girls, then you will get popular.
Shahid knows the trick. Okay, fine. Enough
Like
sympathy
नीतू
for me.
मैम
Thank
always
you.
sharing the story that एक लड़की है उसका ऐसा बॉयफ्रेंड था तो गाड़ी से गया ये what is this that I restricted that video. I don't want to see that. What is this? तुम्हारे पास गाड़ी है लैंड रोवर है इसलिए लड़की तुमको अट्रैक्ट करे अपने बेटा मैं अपने बेटा
Again, that kind of nonsense, maybe people do because they're confident. I'm not confident, this is how I look at it, okay? Confident people can do that kind of nonsense, they'll talk about irrelevant things. Usually, I talk about things which are related to what I'm teaching. Okay, my last video that I haven't posted yet, I hope you guys are benefiting from the phrasal verbs. I'm not going to teach you phrasal verbs here in the class, okay? So please benefit from the video. Only one video comes in 2-3 days, and there are
Been
only
through,
two
sir, I've
phrasal
been
verbs there. Only two phrasal verbs. When I talked to Rosanna about it, she said it's good that there are only two. Students will watch one video for 15 minutes and they have only two phrasal verbs to learn. So it's going to be easier for them. If you put 10, 15 in one video, how many will they remember, retain? So I also felt the same way. That's why I decided to have just two. So guys, and these are those phrasal verbs that you can be asked in exams if you're going to take exams, and they're very, very useful for communication as well. They help you express certain ideas
I need
more
an email
precisely.
too.
Yeah. Teaching? Really? I don't think so. But anyways, I will post those videos as well if you're suggesting that. I'll take your advice. I know why you're saying that. I've been given that compliment many times that when I teach with text, it is good fun to learn English. You know, many of my students said that text make better sense when you are explaining those things. Okay. Fine. So after number 4, number 5, we are going to number 5. You guys unanimously decided 2 other hospitals that Dinah often visited were, this is number 4. So which is number 5, guys?
Yeah, number after her divorce
After her
from
divorce
Prince
from
Charles
Prince
in 1996.
Wow.
1996.
Again, you guys all decided this should be number 5. Very good. Number 6 then?
And number 6, it was after
In the,
her death.
It was
in
after.
the in the
It
same
was
year.
after her death.
No, in the same year
Oh,
as her death.
there is not unanimity here. Some students are saying in the same year as her death, and some people are saying it was after her death that Diana became known as the People's Princess. So there is a little bit of division here. Okay, some students think in the same year as her death is number 6. Some think it was after her death that Diana became known as the People's Princess is number 6. All right. So let's read. And number 7. Okay, there is
We have
confusion
only
between
one.
number 6 and
Just
7
are
there.
confused.
And number
Sure,
8, do we have number 8 as well?
No,
No,
sir.
we
There are
don't.
only 6.
We don't.
Okay, so 6 and 7 are confusing you, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
6
You
and
guys are
7.
a little confused between 6 and 7. Okay,
Yes,
let's
sir.
read. Let's read. When Diana Spencer married Prince Charles and became Princess Diana, her name was Diana Spencer, but she became Princess Diana
Princess
after
Diana.
marrying Prince Charles.
Yeah.
She also became one of the biggest celebrities of the 80s and 90s. She didn't only become Princess Diana, she also became one of the biggest celebrities. She wasn't a typical British royal, though. She wasn't a typical British royal, however. She wasn't a typical British royal. Okay. Typical means showing the common tendencies, common characteristics. That's called typical. Okay. If you're a typical anything group, you have to put a name group. Okay. Group. For example, you are typical Indian. All right. It means you have all the tendencies and characteristics of an Indian. Okay. That's typical. Something that is common. Typical means common. Okay.
Common.
A typical royal, British royal. So what do you think of typical British royal? What qualities do they have? What attributes do they have? They don't talk much.
Yeah, they don't talk
play
much. Yeah,
reserved, right? They try to appear a little bit classy.
classy. Yeah.
She was not like that. She was not a typical British royal. Okay. She had an informal style. She had an informal
She had
style because British royal are usually very formal in their conduct.
formal. Yeah.
The way they talk, the way they walk, and everything. The way they move, they try to show that they are a royal. Okay. She had an informal style and a special ability. She had a special ability. Ability. Okay. Okay.
Ability.
बोलेंगे तब पर भी ability. Okay. To connect with ordinary people. Not everybody can connect with ordinary people.
Ordinary people.
Answer connects with ordinary people so well. Okay, number 2. In the 1980s, people lived in fear of the newly discovered AIDS virus. People lived in the fear of. In fear of what? The newly discovered AIDS virus. And were afraid of contact with people suffering from it. And they were afraid of contact with people suffering from it. They didn't want to make contact with people who were suffering from AIDS. I remember when I was young, there were so many, I will say awareness messages on TV as well. AIDS छूने से नहीं फैलता, प्यार फैलता है. Okay, things like this. Okay, so they were encouraging not to boycott HIV patients socially. They were being socially boycotted. If anybody was diagnosed with HIV, then their own family, their surroundings, the neighbors, they all boycotted that person, thinking that he would pass on the infection. So people were living in that fear, okay, of the newly discovered, AIDS virus in those days. And they were afraid of contact with, afraid of something might happen. Afraid of something might happen. Afraid of contact with people suffering from it. Okay. In 1987, afraid of contact. मतलब वो छूने से बचना चाहते, छुआ ना जाए, like that. Afraid of failure. I'm afraid of failure. कहीं हम fail ना हो जाएं. Some people don't try, because they're afraid of failure. They don't even try because they're afraid of failure. So when you're afraid of something, that might happen. You have that fear that might happen. And that's why, you feel scared. Okay. So people were afraid of contact with people suffering from AIDS. In 1987, Diana opened Britain's first AIDS hospital ward. She opened Britain's first AIDS hospital ward. In hospital, there would be a AIDS ward. Okay. All right. The photograph of her shaking hands with AIDS patients, the photographs of her shaking hands with AIDS patients without wearing gloves completely changed people's ideas about the illness. So photographs came in newspapers where Diana was shaking hands with AIDS patients without wearing gloves. When common people saw those photos, they realized that she is shaking hands. It means it is not that dangerous. It's not going to pass on just by touching people. And very, very important message, initiative. She did it by herself. She shook hands with people who had AIDS. And this is how she, without trying to make it political, I just want to highlight this, that people who are in higher position, they owe it to society. Okay, it is their responsibility to bring awareness in society. You know how we all look at people who clean our streets and drainage system and all that. We do not respect them, right? Or the people who do labor's job. We don't show respect for them. But their physical labor is very, very important, right? And that's why we have so much going in our world. If all those people stop working physical labors, okay, then we will not be able to move anything, right? So that's why I think, however, it was thought that it was a political stunt. No comments on that. But remember, our Prime Minister washed the feet of some people who were workers somewhere, right? They offered physical work and our Prime Minister washed their feet. Okay, and it was on TV as well. What was that done for? Some people will say just for photo op, for politics, for publicity and all that. But it is also to change people's mindset towards certain people. If your Prime Minister is washing the feet of those laborers, then you should at least show minimum respect when you're talking to them. Do not show disrespect. Go to any site. Go to any site where construction work is going on and see how the contractors, the engineers, how they talk to these laborers. In every word, they abuse their mother and sister. And these, people have no choice, but they have to work because they need the money. Tell me that what I'm saying you have not experienced, you have not seen that.
Yes, sir.
right?
You're right.
So that was an attempt, in my opinion, to change people's attitude towards these laborers, okay? But anyways, so in the photograph of her shaking hands with AIDS patients without wearing gloves completely changed people's ideas about the illness. Number 3, Dinah did the same for leprosy. Dinah did the same for leprosy. The fear of catching it from sufferers is centuries old. Actually, in the past, before we found the solution, before we understood that that disease, leprosy, leprosy for a long time was considered a divine punishment because it is so bad. Something happens in your body, and no matter what medicine you gave, it would never you stop, it would get worse and worse. Your hand will start to lose shape. If it is your leg, your leg will start to lose its shape. You are deformed completely. Leprosy leaves you deformed. Leprosy, you understand in Hindi? Okay. So when you get big wounds on your arms, on your feet, on your hands, and suddenly you lose that part of the body, what is that? Listen to my definition. You get big wounds either on your hands, on your feet, somewhere, and you slowly lose that body part. You lose that body part. You never recover from that wound. What is that called? In Hindi? अच्छा, अभी मैं हिंदी बोलता हूँ, फिर देखता हूँ कि समझते हैं। आपके हाथ पे कोई घाव हो जाए और वो कभी ठीक ना हो, वो धीरे धीरे आपका हाथ गल जाए उससे, यू लूज योर। तो फिर अभी जो मैं बोल रहा हिंदी में, वो इंग्लिश में भी वही बोल रहा था मैं। ये लोग शांत थे, इनको समझ नहीं आ रहा था। अमन, कोड किसको कहते हैं? किसको कहते हैं? किसको कहते हैं? क्या होता है? हाँ, क्योंकि जो चेहरा बना है ना, इसे ऐसे नहीं करते बेटा, तुम पढ़े लिखे हो ना, थोड़ा सा समझदार बनो, ओके? तो of course, as we were talking about leprosy, yeah. So leprosy was for a long time, until 2 centuries ago, it was considered a divine punishment in every culture, because nobody knew the solution. There was no treatment for it. So people thought that God was punishing people by giving them leprosy. Recently, we have discovered the treatment for this. What actually happens? It's not a normal wound, okay? And that's why you need a special kind of treatment. It is curable now, okay? Dinah did the same for leprosy. The fear of catching it from sufferers is centuries old. And once somebody has leprosy, it looks ugly, first of all, deformed body parts, it's not a good sight to look at. So people anyway feel kind of repulsive, they feel like, I don't want to go close to that person. And there was another fear that you might catch that disease as well if you touch them. So this fear is centuries old. This fear of catching this infection from the sufferers is centuries old. The fear of catching it from sufferers is centuries old. What is this verb here? Is. And subject is the fear of catching it from sufferers. The whole thing is the subject. What is centuries old? The fear of catching this infection from the sufferers, okay, is centuries old, okay.
But sometimes we have a fear, then it really happens, sir. I always thought one day a snake will bite me, and really, sir, one day a snake bitten me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how do you see this? You think that what we fear happens, right?
Yes, sir. Sometimes
Human
fear
brain is, designed in this kind of way to seek patterns. Human brain is designed in a way to seek patterns. So Sabaji thought of, she had this fear that one day she might be bitten by a snake, and she was bitten by a snake. So she connected the dots and she came to a conclusion. What you think eventually happens.
Yes,
Sabaji,
sir.
didn't you ever, one day you will have a very big Mercedes car? Please start thinking about it.
I was thinking same, sir.
Sabaji, also think that, one day when you are 70 years old, a 40-year-old handsome man will come in your life and say, Sabha, will you marry me? Please start thinking like that. Come on, at 70, Sabaji will be 70 and a 40-year-old man will propose to her. How would that be? Okay, now just joking. Trying to tell
Sabha,
you
just you
that
have to say that you
always
just
try to
scared
drop
to
at.
a snake. Don't say that a snake will come and bite you. You were scared of a snake. You have to say that. I'm right, sir?
Afridi, it is not snack, it is snake, Afridi.
Sorry, snake.
Snakes. Okay.
Yeah. It's
My simple submission was that no, we just draw unnecessary patterns sometimes. Okay, what you think doesn't necessarily happen. Lots of people think of a lot of things. All those people who have sold their houses, playing Dream 11, thinking that one day they will win the crore, the first prize like me. They think every day. Do you know what happened last night?
What happened, sir?
I did. And he scored well, but unfortunately, yeah, just the same. Yashasvi.
I said,
Yeah. I didn't lose. I actually I got 25,000 position. Okay, and no. Because I chose the wrong captain. If I had what is his name? Suryakumar Yadav as my captain, then I would have earned 8,000 rupees yesterday. Just because of it, 8,000 I would have earned.
Didn't you figure it out, sir? The Dream 11 team
In a
with
pool
7
of 1 crore 27 lakh plus teams. 1 crore 27 lakh
27 lakh
plus.
plus.
My rank was 23,000. Okay.
That's
So I
not
was very
good.
close. Just
Yeah.
120 points behind the first ranker. Just 120 points behind.
so captain and vice captain Microsoft.
Yes. Anyways, so she did the same for leprosy. She tried to remove people's fear of catching leprosy from contact, by doing what? She visited a leprosy hospital. She visited a leprosy hospital in Indonesia. Her advisor suggested she shouldn't touch them. Her advisor suggested she shouldn't touch them. Dinah sat on their beds and held their hands, showing that you can't catch leprosy through physical contact. She showed to the people that it's just a fear, unnecessary, substantiated. It's just a wrong kind of fear. You don't catch leprosy by touching people who have the problem, It doesn't spread by physical contact. Next, after this, which is the next paragraph, guys? 2 other hospitals that Dinah often visited were the Great Ormond Street Hospital for Children and the Royal Marsden. Both are in London and have many child cancer patients. Easy sentences. Dinah spent many hours with them, saying, some of them will live and some will die, but they all need to be loved while they are here. Okay, cancer hospital she visited, right? Okay, and some children will live and some will die, but they all need to be loved while they are here. You know what happens? Society's attitude towards sickness. If you go to a village, okay, even today, 21st century, you will see something really interesting. Go to a village. If somebody has a problem, let's say any problem, any sort of problem, they will not share it with anybody other than their family members. They will not tell society because people start maintaining distance. Any sort of problem you have, any disease you have. There is this man, he's a family friend, and he had a thyroid issue. Okay, it was clear that he had thyroid issue. He was suddenly becoming really heavy, you know. And when I asked him, he said, "Puriega nahi kisi se." I said, "What the heck was that? Don't tell anybody. Why? I mean, how does it matter? If I have a problem and I'm telling you I have this problem, you will start maintaining your distance with me." I didn't know that because I live in Bihar State. People are a little more open-minded than in villages. Okay, in villages, people start maintaining their distance when they find out that you have some physical issues, you know, some disease or something. They have this fear because of their ignorance that they might catch the disease from you. And another thing, they think that, again, divine punishment. And that's why you don't want to tell anybody that you have a problem, because they will think you have done something sinful. That's why God is punishing you, giving you a disease. Because in the past, if somebody had any problem and they went to the whatever the doctor, medical experts they had back then, if they managed to treat them, fair enough. If they could not treat them, the doctors would say, "But yeah, this is divine punishment. We can do nothing. Now suffer." It was their own lack of knowledge that they could not treat, but they said what? It was divine intervention, divine punishment, not intervention here. Exactly. All the time they use this, okay? And most people who had cancer and other diseases, they actually spent a lot of time saying prayers, worshiping, requesting God to cure them. Do you think they were cured by requesting? But today, whether you have malaria, whether you have cholera, whether you have any other these diseases, common diseases that killed lakhs of people in the past, okay? Plagues and all, today you get cured. You don't have to say your prayers, you will be cured. Yeah. Okay, so after this paragraph, which paragraph do we go to? After her divorce from Prince Charles in 1996, Diana appeared less often in public. She appeared less often because she was not a public figure anymore after her divorce, and did less charity work. However, she continued to be a patron of some charities. Very important word here. However, she continued to be a patron of some charities. So guys, she continued to be a patron of some charities. Charities, being human. Who is the patron? Being human is a charity. Do you know this charity? Have you heard? Who is the patron?
Yes, sir.
Main patron.
Salman Khan.
It is Salman Khan. All right. So a patron is someone who donates the biggest amount of money, chunk of money to a charity. They are the patrons. Okay. Guardian. Patron is another word for guardian. Okay.
Guardian.
Female word is matron. The female word is matron. But I have explained this in my morning class, the difference between patron and matron actually. Normally what happens, the word patron also refers to gods. For Ravan, his patron, who was his patron? Shiv. Shiv was his patron. He always went to Shivji, he worshipped Shivji, hoping that, Shivji would take care of his problem or, whatever. So Shivji was his patron. So when you worship or dedicate yourself to some particular deity, you call that deity your patron. Okay.
Patron.
And if that deity is a female, then matron. Okay. So she continued to be a patron of some charities. Yes, she didn't do as much charity work after her divorce, but she still continued to be the patron of some charities. Okay. Including Center Point for homeless people. So Center Point was a charity for homeless people. Every charity has their purpose. They have set their agenda that we are going to work in this field, right? She visited the charities shelters regularly up until she died. She visited the charities shelters regularly up until she died. Okay, first part, she visited the charity shelters regularly. charity shelters because they worked for homeless people. So what would they do? They would make shelters where homeless people would come and live. So she visited those shelters to see what condition that they were in, how well the people were being taken care of, and all this. And she visited these shelters up until she died. In Hindi, तब तक जाती रही उस पे. Okay, मरने तक. Now, here is a confusion. What will you do? Because you're talking about her death in this word here, up until she died, don't you think the next paragraph should be okay? In the same year as her death, in 1997, she visited Angola to bring attention to the problem of landmines. The photograph of her walking through a recently cleared minefield is as famous as the one with the AIDS victim. Guys, if we take this one after her divorce from Prince until she died in the same year, I think this should be, it was after her death that Princess Diana managed the million that was collected. Yes. Okay, this should be the last. In the same year as her death should be the last. Again, you have to just ask yourself why and try and understand the connection. The connection is here. She visited these charity shelters up until she died. It was after her death that Diana became known as the people's princess. Many people wanted to give money to the charities, but one managed that was collected. This seems a bit confusing here. In the same year as her death, 19, she visited Angola, famous as one. Nah. Okay, which seems like the one that concludes the text. Seems like the one
Yes,
that concludes the text, in your opinion.
I think, sir, this was the sixth paragraph.
Which one seems like the one that is concluding, okay? That you think it's the good ending. It's a good way to end the whole text. Which do
Yes,
you
sir.
think is?
Yes, sir.
In the
34
same
million
year.
that was collected.
In the same, yes, sir.
In the same year as her death.
Which should be the last line of this text, in your opinion? Do you think this is good enough information? Many people wanted to give money to the charities which she supported, and the Princess Diana Memorial Fund managed the 34 million that was collected. Do you think this should be the last line of this whole text? Do you think
Yes,
it should
sir,
be the last
I
line?
do.
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I do.
Yes,
What?
sir.
Come on. Why would you consider this one as the last line? Why not this one? The photograph of her walking through a recently cleared minefield is as famous as the one with the AIDS victim. This seems like a good ending, that she was, after all. But I can understand the confusion, why we are getting confused here, because when we think of this line, the photograph of her walking through a recently cleared minefield is as famous as the one with the AIDS victim. If we, I understand. Again, I'm also kind of changing my mind. 2 times I've changed my mind, and now I think that this doesn't seem like a very good sentence to end this in a whole text to me. And that's why I'm getting a little bit, in 2 minds, whether I should keep this as the last paragraph. Because the photograph of her walking through a recently cleared minefield is as famous as the one with the AIDS victim. But again, in the same year as her death.
Sir, because that paragraph describe how she helped the AIDS people. So this was the last one.
Actually, it does
Sir,
seem like, we are after in the same year as her death in 1997. Okay. Again, whether we take 10 minutes to decide or 15 minutes to decide is beside the point. My main point was, is there a trick? Do you think there is a trick? Do you think there is a trick? There is not a trick. Okay. Sometimes what happens, some people, what they do, they try, like you guys talked about 1980s and then 1990s. Okay. Well, sometimes these things will help you, but sometimes these things will backfire as well. You might choose the wrong one. Okay. If they have decided to make the question difficult, then they would give those matching numbers, matching words in 2-3 paragraphs. Now, what do you do? Okay.
Sir,
So basically, you need to understand the flow of the text, where it is taking you. And I
sir,
am
if
not
if we sir,
yes,
if
Sabati.
we read first sentence it was after her death, and second in the same year we comparison in the first sentence, then
I like the way you're thinking, Sabaji. I like the way you're thinking. I like the way you're thinking. You want to say in the same year as her death should not be the last paragraph, right?
yes,
You
sir.
want to
Yes,
It
sir.
keep this
was
one
Yes,
as the
after
sir.
last
her death.
paragraph.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
After her death,
Sounds
that
like a good
discussion
idea.
was.
Sounds like a good reasoning. Sounds like a good reasoning. Okay. Sounds like a good reasoning. And also because we are ending it with explaining that she was people's princess and people contributed so much money to her fund, to her charity. Okay, fine. It's 7:34, 7:35. So we are wrapping up now and we'll carry on tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
What are we expecting you to do as homework for tomorrow is read the notes about Prince Harry. What are the similarities with Diana's life? Use the notes to write Harry's biography, guys, in 5 paragraphs. Interesting. This I will check on Monday, okay? Because I want to give you extra time to do this. Look at the next exercise here. The People's Prince. You have notes here. You don't need to do any research. You have to put this information in text in 5 paragraphs, just like this one. But we will check this on Monday. So there is no homework for tomorrow. We'll just continue tomorrow with our Unit 7, okay? Fine. Let's wrap up for now. Let's meet tomorrow.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
sir.